There are so many lies which are spread on YouTube and on social media about TikTok organic dropshipping. Today I'm going to uncover the biggest misconceptions on what people think about TikTok organic. Number one, organic dropshipping is a poor man's strategy, and it's just for people who don't have the budget, have no job because they have so much free time, and that's why they don't do Facebook but organic dropshipping. This is not how it works. In reality, it doesn't matter how much budget you have. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000 or 100,000 euros. I would recommend starting with organic overall. And the reason for that are, number one, the margins. If you're making 100K on Facebook, realistically, you're going to make around 20K in profit per month. With organic, in a lot of the cases, you literally need to do 30K to make 20K in profit, which is nuts. It's unbelievable, but you still make the exact same amount. The money is real, and the skill you build is unheard of because you learn how to make really good videos. Videos are needed everywhere. If you ask anybody who's really good at Facebook, the actual thing they're doing is not managing and day trading the campaigns and doing all this like micromanaging stuff. What they're doing is creatives. They have a bunch of good creatives and they keep testing a lot of good creatives. You learn that skill with TikTok Organic. And this leads me to the second point, which is organic marketing is a skill set. It's not luck at all. If you know how to go viral, you're going to be able to replicate this over and over and over again. If you're really good at organic, it's nothing special for you. You're not shocked about a couple million views. It's something which happens over and over again, and you know it's going to happen again. The only thing you need to do is just promote something with those millions of views for free. For most dropshippers, the very first goal is quitting their job and doing dropshipping full time. And what I noticed, and that's the reason why I push organic so hard, I started recommending the people who are doing organic in my program to quit their jobs so much earlier than the Facebook people, because I understood what's going on Facebook and how difficult it is. If something goes down, if you have one block or the page gets disabled or something happens, you're literally at zero again and you have to do so many things to actually find the next winner. With organic, it's so much more skill based, and if you have the skill of going viral and converting, you just do that over and over again. And I literally tell people after they make their first 10K, hey bro, quit your job. You're good. Your videos are good. That's the only thing you need, because we're going to help you with the product selection. The only thing you actually need is making good content on repeat, and you're doing that. The next point is I don't live in the USA. And this is an excuse which I've heard hundreds and hundreds of times. People just think if they don't live in the US or in UK, they cannot target these countries and that's it. They cannot make it work at all. Where they live in some country where TikTok is banned, it's impossible to make it work. It's all bullshit. There's a very simple VPN SIM card strategy which you can use to target the US from anywhere around the world. If you want to get that, just DM me VPN strategy on Instagram. We're going to send it to you. So that objection literally gone, disappeared. You are not allowed to tell yourself that ever again. The next thing I hear all the time is TikTok organic is not consistent. Yeah, you're able to go viral, but it's like you go viral once and then you don't go viral for 3 weeks and then you go viral again. Now, let me tell you something. Consistency is not calculated on days. Consistency is calculated on long time periods. What does this mean? Well, let's imagine you're only going viral once every 2 months, which is insanely rare, but let's say. However, you have really good product, and when you do go viral, it's converting like hell. Let's say every time you do go viral, you're making like 10K in profit. Once every 2 months, you're doing that. And this means that every month, you're making 5K in profit. Now, is that a lot? No. However, this is consistency. You're making 5K a month on average. This is exactly what consistency is. Even if once a year, every year, you're making 100K just on one single day, you're super consistent, because every Black Friday, you're making your 100 grand and you live off that the entire year. Just because there are down periods, it doesn't mean that there's inconsistency. In reality, it is super consistent. You just define consistency the completely wrong way. And again, how it actually does work. You learn the skill of going viral, and virality just happens over and over again. And when it happens to you, you're going to understand, all right, I made it work 3 times. I'm going to be able to make it work another 3 times. This actually is consistent. But because you're just watching this YouTube video and you haven't made shit, you think, all right, let me not even start organic. It's inconsistent. That's bullshit. The next huge misconception I hear over and over again is I don't want to show my face when I'm doing organic, which is just a misconception, because you don't have to show your face at all. In fact, if you talk about Mike, he's not allowed to show his face, because if he does, the entire dropshipping community goes crazy and he starts to go viral for dropshippers and not for the product he wants to sell, and the whole account is ruined. So he's literally not allowed to show his face, and it still works perfectly fine. So get that out of your head. The next thing I hear all the time is it's not a passive income. I don't want to be filming videos for the next years because the goal of me doing dropshipping is a passive income. Let me break this down. Passive incomes do not exist until you make them passive. Passive incomes from the get-go is not real. It doesn't matter what you're doing, it is not real. How passive incomes work is this. You develop a system which works really well. So let's say organic, you learn it, you constantly go viral, you convert, you make a shit ton of money, but you have to film every day. And then you find a person who's going to film for you, teach it to them, and they film for you. And you find a person who's going to do product research for you, and they do that for you. You find a person who's going to do customer support for you, and they do it for you. You find a person who's doing the store, and they do it for you. You get an accountant who's doing all the profit tracking and taxes for you, and congrats, now you have a passive income. This is how every business works. Get this idea of passive income without employees out of your head. It doesn't work. It doesn't matter if you're doing Facebook or TikTok or whatever it is. Facebook is not passive at all. It's super active. You have to get it to work, and then you have to test a shit ton of creatives until you have people who are going to text a bunch of influencers for you, who are going to test a bunch of products for you, who are going to manage the UGC content and do all these things properly. Then you're having a passive income on Facebook. So the point with organic marketing is, number one, learning the skill. Number two, building up a pile of money so you can hire people. Number three is you're going to be able to manage them and tell them if they're good or bad. If you didn't do it by yourself, you're not going to be able to manage shit. Why? Because you don't know what they're doing wrong. If it doesn't work, you're not going to be able to tell them, hey, change the lighting, do this different angle, do this idea, do that, do this. You're going to be like, all right, well, test more. Let's fire you and let's hire another person. It's not going to work. You're expecting an employee to do the business for you before you even did it yourself. And if you now say, yeah, but I have a shit ton of money, I have like 100K laying around which I want to invest into my organic business, but I don't have the time to do this, fine. If you have a lot of money and good guidance, so for example, if you have access to me and my team, we're going to be able to look over the videos what your creator does, and we're going to tell you, okay, this is bad, this is good, this is bad, and we're going to be able to adjust with you together. But you by yourself, without having anybody who knows what they're doing, is useless. You cannot just hire a creator and let them dictate the entire business. Now, there is one semi-valid excuse if you don't want to start organic, and it's, I don't have enough time. If it truly is the case, fine. You're allowed to not start organic. For example, if you're having a kid and wife, working 2 jobs and you have to support them financially, and you're working 10-hour shifts and the rest you want to spend with your family, I get it. The only issue I have is for 99.9% of the audience here, it's not going to be the case. You're pretending that you don't have enough time. In reality, open up your iPhone settings, look at your screen time, and see how you don't have enough time. But all of a sudden, you're chilling on Instagram for 2 hours a day, on Netflix for 3 hours a day. If you would take out those 2 apps, you would all of a sudden have 5 hours every single day. How much time do you actually have to have for organic? The bare minimum is 3 hours every day consistently. That's the bare minimum, the entry level. The goal is to free up as much as possible of your time to do more of this. And what you can expect in the beginning is around 1 video per hour. So if you have 3 hours a day, you're going to be able to film, edit, post 3 videos in 3 hours per day. So you're going to be able to post 3 videos a day, which is fine, but it's also not that fine, because in reality, you need to post around 300 videos to properly make things work, which means that you're going to have to spend 100 days posting 3 videos a day to actually make things work properly, which is around 3 months. Or the better option is you post 6 or 9 videos a day and you cut the entire time frame by half or by 3 times. The goal with organic is make enough money to quit your job, do this full time, burn out, hire creators, and then start chilling a little bit. And if you're not willing to do that, don't do it. By all means, I don't care. However, if you actually are serious about organic, I truly believe that there's no better place to be than in my program. There's nothing like this. There's no community like that where everybody who actually is posting consistently is making a shit ton of money. There's literally nothing like that. What we do in our program is we vet every product you test. We make sure that you only test good products. We look over everything you need to have in place to make organic profitable. So if you're interested in joining, click the link below and I will talk to you very soon.